Hi everybody, Paul Long. Hope you're having a really good day. I want to share with you 5 quick tips that you can implement to start generating leads actually from people reading your blog content or perhaps articles of value that you're putting onto your website or, as I said, into your blogs. Now, a lot of agents are creating some really good content. Either they're creating it themselves or they're getting people to help them create content, and they're putting that content out on social media, but also they're putting it on their website, on their blogs. Now, a lot of the time, agents will think that it is just a long-term nurture with blogs, and blog articles and content that provides value does work very well for long-term nurturing. But also you can generate leads straight away from your blog articles. You just need to make some changes. And I'm going to give you 5 quick tips, quick changes you can make, and have a look at your own blog article to start generating actual leads straight away. Now, the first thing on my list is actually a call to action. And this is a CTA, a call to action that needs to be at the end of each article. So every article you put on your blog, you want to make sure that you've got a call to action. Tell people what to do next. And one of the best things you can use is actually a guide. So perhaps a seller's guide for your seller's articles and a landlord guide for obviously your landlord articles. And that call to action wants to be very simple, a few lines, which sounds like, if you've enjoyed reading this article, the next best thing to do would be to download our seller's guide, which is ideal for anyone who's thinking of selling their property in your town. And perhaps you can just tell them what the guide is about also. As I say, make sure that that is connected with your article in some way. So, you know, the 2 topics connect, and tell them what to do next. They'll click on a link that you'll provide, and then either a form will pop up where they can submit their details, or they get taken to an actual landing page. The first thing, call to action. Number 2 on my list is an inline call to action. Now, an inline call to action is very similar to what I said with the first tip, but you want to make sure that every third point down your article, so a third down, you've got a call to action. You've got a mention of that guide somewhere, because not everyone's going to read through all of your articles. So what you can do, you can be quite clever, and you can just, in a subtle way, just mention that guide. So for example, we go in further into depth on this on our very popular seller's guide. If you would like a copy, use this link. So there's certain things you can do in a subtle way as people are reading your article. Just have a hyperlink that they can hover over, and there'll be a form they can submit on. And that's a great way to make sure that anyone who's not reading all of your article are still going to get that call to action. And not everyone will read all the way through. So we've got to make sure that we're providing that call to action in different places. So the next thing, number 3, is an exit intent pop-up. And this is something which you probably want to take a little bit of advice from your web developer. You want to make sure this is done in the right way. Not all web developers will recommend this, but if it's done in the right way, it can be very powerful. And that is when someone goes to leave your article, they'll see a pop-up that will say something along the lines of, wait, don't leave empty-handed. That's a really powerful line that you can have on that pop-up. And that's where someone can again download your guide. Now, just make sure that if you do have a pop-up, you are taking advice with regards to rules. Perhaps your pop-up's going to show on the first time someone visits your site only. Perhaps then it will only show every 7 days. There's various rules that you can set up so they're not seeing it on every article they go on, and it becomes annoying. So do bear that in mind. Number 4, this sidebar. So on your blog articles, you've often got a sidebar. Most of the times it will show other articles that are available to read, but make sure you've got a really nice image of your guide, download button, and just a call to action. Don't forget to download our seller's guide if you are thinking of moving. Again, tie that into whatever your article is about. If it's a seller's article, then obviously your seller's guide will show on that sidebar. So number 4, sidebar. The last one is something called a hello bar. Now, a hello bar is a very unintrusive little bar at the top, very top of your page, just before your article starts or just above the headline of the blog article. Just a little bar that's normally a different color, totally different color to the rest of your blog, so it stands out and it's got a subtle call to action. You know, don't forget to download your seller's guide, and perhaps you put your name of your town in there and have a little button that someone can click on. Another great space when people hit your blog, the first thing they do is obviously read the first line, look at that space up the top, and obviously they're going to see that hello bar. These are all things that you can do to your blog article. Make sure you sprinkle a few of those into your blog section or where your articles are, and you're going to start seeing actual leads being generated, people downloading your guides, obviously giving you those important details that you can continue to nurture them, call them, or perhaps email them, depending what you're asking for. So I hope that helps. Would love to know what you're doing with your blog articles. If you want to learn more about Facebook advertising lead generation, don't forget we run our webinars every single day, giving you advice on how to start your Facebook adverts and how to start generating seller and landlord leads. Look for the link in this post. It is free. It runs on a daily basis, and you can get access to the recordings as well. Thanks again. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Thanks, then.